Folks, in the last episode, we tried to explain why Pakistan is in such a bad condition. And if we look into the details historically and factually, we will see that conspiracy started from day one. Day one, when Quaid was talking to legislative assembly, the people who were supposed to create the constitution of the country, he very specifically outlined what kind of government and country we will be and we should be. He emphasized on democracy, secular ideology, religion out of the government domain, and everybody is equal in the eyes of the state. And that was violated from day one. After when he finished his speech was not allowed in the print media. According to a news report, Dawn, which the newspaper which was established by Quaid, he threatened to go to court. And then after that, he was given the speech. But the video of the speech was not available for the people for many, many years. It was recorded by some Indian engineers because at that time there was no proper equipment available in Radio Pakistan. And then it was passed on to some outlet in many years ago, I believe 15 years ago. And in that speech is probably the most important in Pakistan's history, Pakistan's future, and its present. Because without that speech, Pakistan is nothing. Pakistan is a banana republic like we have today, where there is no law, no constitution, and the GHQ gang of interpass idiots is playing with the destiny of the country for all the wrong reasons. Kadam's speech was denied after when he died. The, Before he died, the first celebration of independence in 1948 was done on 15th of August, the day when Britishers gave freedom to India and Pakistan. But the GHQ gang and the powerful politician at that time, along with the Mullah gang, decided to change that to 14th August because 14th August was what they call in Ramazan, 27th of Ramazan. And that night is very holy in Muslim societies. They say, oh, let's give all the credit to Allah and say that He gave this country to people of Pakistan on the most holy night of Ramadan, Shab-e Qadr, we call it. And the reason why that was done, because the people, the corrupt people in the country, the GHQ gang in the country, they knew that they cannot deliver the democratic values. In democracy, every kid, when born, is the responsibility of the state. From its initial tests and injections to until he dies in the grave, it is the responsibility of the government. In civilized societies, kids are taken care of from every point of view, for health, for housing, for food, nutrition, vaccines, and any health issue. They are tested every year for vital signs, their hearing, their eyesight. And in Pakistan, the GHQ gang and some corrupt politicians who were actually kind of had no idea what democracy is, they chose Islam over democracy. Because in Islam, the responsibility is of Allah. The people are not responsible. On that ideology, we saw that government was not responsible for newborns' health, government was not responsible for their education, government was not responsible for their nutrition, Everything was left on Allah because the people in power, they said that if we use Allah's power, our position is safe, our status quo is safe, and we can say openly to the people that अगर आप गरीब हो तो गरीब नहीं होगे तो फिर हम ज़कात किसको देंगे. यानी ये अल्लाह का लॉ है कि अगर कुछ गरीब होंगे, कुछ अमीर होंगे और कुछ जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा अमीर होंगे तो हमें ना उनसे जलने की ज़रूरत है और ना एहतजाज करने की ज़रूरत है. हमें ये अल्लाह की विल समझकर एक्सेप्ट करने की ज़रूरत है. That is why we never created a true nation, a nation where everybody is educated, at least up to 12th grade. And we know very well that when somebody is educated 12th grade, he has a lot of power in his hand. He has a lot of power in his brain, which he can use it and make a life out of for himself and for his family. But when the government says, oh ये वडेरे स्कूल नहीं खोलने देते हैं, ओ ये बलोची नवाब जो हैं ये हमें स्कूल खोलने से मना करते हैं, what the hell? You have police and military in your hand. Although military was never in Pakistan government's hand, but if the military was working with civilians or listening or accepting their orders, just one officer or one constable or one havaldar could have gone to that town and forced that Nawab to allow the school. Forget about the whole army. No one can fight with the state. No one can fight with the power of the state. मगर क्योंकि उनके दिलों में हम पहले ही से बदमाशी छुपी हुई थी, and their main purpose in life was to stay rich and destroy and corrupt the nation. As I've said previously, the corruption starts from the top, and today we have the most corrupt military in the world who is running and controlling the country. So the first year of Pakistan's independence was celebrated on 14th August. But on next year, I mean, when Qaid died, the second celebration came in 1949 and they changed it to 14th August because some mullah gang and the pro-Islam people who had no brain left, they said, oh, let's do it for 14th because 14th of August was Shab Qadr, a holy night in Ramadan. So then we can say Allah has created this land and country for us, and Allah is responsible. That way, they were absolved of all responsibility. Not even after 40 years, or even today, we have compulsory education for the kids born in Pakistan. There are a lot of schools opened. There were a lot of efforts done by people like Bhutto to upbring the poor, to help them. And he used every mean possible at that time. He used socialism to dismantle the economy of the country, hoping that it will create some better people. But the result was negative. We saw that Pakistan went down, and particularly the Islam was used by the GHQ gang to dethrone Bhutto and then later hang him. The history can tell you easily that if Bhutto was alive, Karachi will be Dubai 20 years before Dubai. He had such a progressive plan for the country. He was opening 2 casinos, which every Muslim country, which every progressive Muslim country has. At that time, we had no control on the economy of the people. There were many famous industrialists who were doing very good at that time, and they could have done wonders. They could have created a lot of jobs. But the religion was used to kill him, and then we saw no day of light in Pakistan. So, coming back to the first anniversary, when it was said to people that Allah has given us this land to us, and it came into being on 27th Shab Qadar. This was a fake history. The fake history about which many historians have very openly said that we are playing with the history and one day history will play with us. And this is exactly what is happening. From the first celebration, then we saw the stupid act of Liaquat Ali Khan when he created the resolution, the subject objective resolution, Qaradat Maqasid, where he especially put Islam in it. That means that was one of the nail in Pakistan's coffin. When the Islam, which is supposed to be outside government affairs, because we have 85% Muslims, there cannot be any threat to Islam. There is no way Islam is ever threatened by any act in this world. Like recently, we saw this Quran burning. I will talk to that about later. But this is again a big drama created, by, I'm sure, by Arab money or GSQ money. And they have created a big hoopla about it. And this is only happening in poor Islamic countries. The Saudis, they give a damn about it. They are going on with their way of making money. UAE, they care a damn about it. All the rich Muslim countries, they don't care about it because Islam is never and will never be in danger. It is progressing by day and day. So one act of a stupid guy should not be used to waste millions of man hours. Just in Pakistan, when we will have a demonstration on Friday, 45 crores will be lost because about maybe 100 million people they come out and progress, they will be wasting few hours in it. Whereas Allah don't need anybody's support. He said He will protect the book. He didn't ask that Pakistani mullahs should come out and protest or Iranian mullahs should bring thousands of people and protest because that protest is meaningless. There are 4.5 billion non-Muslims. They don't believe in Quran, they don't believe in Prophet, they don't believe in Allah. And they have freedom of expression in their country. What OIC and these Arab thugs are doing, that they are trying to take away that freedom of expression from Western and civilized countries, which will not help. And AOIC General Secretary said almost 10-15 years ago that we tried our best to convince the West to not make any such attempts or any actions which can hurt the sentiment of Muslim, but they said no. So what he said that we should make in our country the laws related to this issue, blasphemy, laws about protection of this pride and that pride and all that. But he specifically mentioned Pakistan and he said not like Pakistan because he knew the laws implemented in Pakistan, they are negative and destructive. And those laws forced by Zia are the reason why Pakistan is in such a destructive position. Because when you put mullahs on your head, when you have Council of Islamic Ideology who does not believe in DNA tests to prove a rape and who interfere in everything, then the government can't do anything. The nation cannot move forward. Jobs cannot be created. When you have a Sri Lankan manager who was working in your country to boost the export and then you burn him alive, who's going to come and work there? One day you have issue with Denmark, one other day you have issue with France, another day now you have issue with Sweden, then you have issue with America. These mullah gang and this GHQ gang has literally made Pakistan such a bad country that nobody in the world likes it. Nobody in the world want to come here because we don't respect anybody. We don't respect even our own people. The way this PDM government and the GHQ gang is going to its own people, never seen in the history of Islamic history. Never. The worst had been done, but not like this. Because these interpass GSQ idiots, they care less about the country. They are out to sell it. And the time is coming very close that when they will be selling nuclear assets to the highest bidder and then they will run away. Coming back to Pakistan, I would say that when the Mullah gang and the GHQ gang became supreme in power, particularly after Ziaul Haq, we saw that Qaid-e-Azam's message was totally destroyed. His message was unity, faith, and discipline. Zia changed it to faith, unity, and discipline, and then changed it to Iman, unity, and discipline. And with Iman, he brought Allah on the top front, or at least his mullah gang on the top front. And he said, oh, this is the motto of the Qaid-e-Azam. Qaid-e-Azam never said that. Muslim League never said that Pakistan was created for Islam. Qaid-e-Azam never said that we will establish Islamic system. He was overwhelmingly against the country to be a theocratic state. And this is what Ziaullah did. So the basics of Qaid's message, unity, faith, and discipline, was totally destroyed. After that, we saw that this country has no discipline. The faith is all fake. All the mullahs who think they are doing work of Allah, they now drive Mercedes. So the whole faith has been decimated. We had just like 50 years ago, we had a situation in Pakistan where mullah was walking on the road. And many of you will know that in affluent or middle class family, every day they will make two extra breads, one for mullah and one for their dog. That was the status of mullah in Pakistan. Today, mullah has every Pakistani's ball in his hand, thanks to Ziaullah, who made stupid laws, worse than dark age laws, and then gave all the power to mullah, gave all the powers to military gang, and then the civilians were left unattended. Poverty, which was 17% when Zia took over, went down to 38%. Now it is over 50%, because in last 1 year, the GHQ gang has totally destroyed everything in Pakistan. And it has no hope. I can guarantee, even if Imran Khan comes back, he will not be able to save Pakistan. It is in such a dire situation, dire condition, with no hope around, that only the real God knows what is going to happen to 240 million Pakistanis. Maybe 500,000 will run away. Some of them, all the GSU officers will run away to UK and USA, and they already have their organizations over there. They have parties every weekend, and they are having fun. And their kids are highly educated. Same is the case of mullahs. The mullahs have all their kids educated either overseas or in higher education in Pakistan. There is a journalist called Wajahat Khan. He was interviewing one mullah who is waging jihad in Indian Kashmir, Salahuddin, and he asked him one very simple question. He said, how come you are asking every Pakistani to come and join you in jihad, but your kids are getting higher education? They are becoming engineers and doctors. He was silent for 2 minutes. No answer. And that interview might be the reason why Wajahat was not allowed to go any further by ISI. Because ISI generally don't like these kind of questions. They want questions which support these terrorists and support their idea that we can dismantle India. Today, India is so powerful that you don't even come equal to his toenail. This is your value in Pakistan. And if you look into the way Pakistan was decimated slowly by this GSQ gang, you will see that they destroyed every ideology of Muslim League. They put this idea Pakistan was created for Islam, and that actually idea was the main reason why Pakistan was destroyed. We'll talk about this further in the next episode. God bless.